Being alone with your thoughts is very dangerous. In general, people are not inherently lonely, because the fear of loneliness is as much a function of the body as hunger. If hunger makes you get out of bed at 2 in the morning and make a sandwich, because staying hungry is at least a bad idea, loneliness makes you pay attention to your social needs. Your brain takes care of you and doesn't let you fall off early, because just yesterday, if you told your prehistoric tribal kin that you don't like hunting and picking berries and you want to be a cyber athlete, you'd be very lucky. If they just kick you out, they'll stone you so that others don't get hurt. You can even craft a workbench by yourself. Before you know it, you'll be eaten by a zombie or a spider. Because of this, oddly enough, natural selection rewarded our ancestors for cooperating and for forming bonds with each other. Simply put, being social became part of our biology, so our brains grew and became more and more finely tuned to recognize other people's thoughts and feelings. People were born into packs that they usually stayed with for the rest of their lives. With bros, it's easier to get enough calories, stay safe and warmer, or to take care of offspring. Being together meant surviving in a way that sexing with other types and spavins was critical, even if they listened to Russian rap. And of course, to avoid loneliness, our bodies invented an unpleasant feeling called social pain. It's sort of an early warning system to stop drizzling, watch anime, and not flush the jolt, which of course could lead to your isolation from the communal cave. And how does one go about butchering a mammoth with sticks in a rat cave without bros? Exactly, as Wolf said, it's better to be last among jackals than first among anime people. Mostly people get lonely for 2 reasons. The first is all sorts of hang-ups, mental illness, shyness, which prevents one from enjoying the company of the secondary characters that fill the matrix playing out the Truman Show. It's the kind of thing we don't recognize. And even if we do, we don't tell anyone, like Tony Soprano. After all, shrinks are the same as fortune tellers, only with a degree. And the second, most valid reason, is people who just want to be like Mads Mikkelsen and get high from hopelessness with good music. Of course, the one, as everywhere else decides, is choice. If you consciously choose to cut yourself off from the human bustle, there is nothing wrong with that. And if for some circumstances you do not have friends or a second half, I do not even know what can help. But as that wolf used to say, you want to go fast? Go alone. You want to go far? Go by yourself. Uchito, but alone. Oddly enough, there are a number of advantages besides Ervo's pumped-up arm is freedom. Being alone gives you the freedom to make choices and act without restrictions, which can help you develop on your own. Also, spending a lot of time alone can bring to you thoughts of your insignificance or awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and behavior. But here, I don't even know which is best. I think it would be best if instead of thoughts came a cute girl with a delicious meal. But we have what we have. The only thing you can sleep with alone is your thoughts. Loneliness can also make you crazy, which can help. Creativity. Loneliness can stimulate creativity, as a person does not depend on the opinion of others and is free in their ideas and projects. Well, their self-reflection calls to oneself in this world and similar activities of dubious nature. I think there are the most important and useful things. For example, you can trim your nails or take out the trash. You can get high on spending time alone with yourself and hate every second spent surrounded by types. Loneliness is a purely subjunctive individual feeling. There's this misconception that loneliness only happens to people who don't know how to socialize or behave with others. This, of course, is not true. After all, no matter how half-assed you are, there will always be a freak who thinks you're the normal type. It's another thing when you feel lonely around people, even the closest ones. After all, there is no loneliness scarier than being alone in a crowd. Many artists suffered from this kind of loneliness. About such people usually say that he was too smart for his time. He was not of this world. Over time, nothing has changed. Such people do not seek loneliness so much as they avoid the vanity created by fools or they are fools themselves. You know, when a person is comfortable alone with himself, he will easily find common language with people. Avoiding people is not scary. It is scary if you, on the contrary, avoid yourself. After all, the party will end sooner or later, and you will have to be alone with yourself. And hypocrisy with yourself will not work, at least because you will know literally everything about your interlocutor. So as everywhere you need balance, full balance of money, as they say. It is better that I will suffer from loneliness sitting in a Bentley than to suffer performing in the circus. From my experience, I can say that after 40, it is difficult to make new friends. So take care of those who are. And if there are no friends, then just find a hobby and visit circles. It is full of the same cheerful, open people who will look at us and avoid dialogue. Basakwas do better to get acquainted in person, because at least if you do not like your interlocutor, you can call him to holmgang. And let one of you judge who of you is worthy of life, if you win, plus loot and respect. And the loser of the battle will go to Valhalla to drink Thor. That's me. Just for the record. The greatest adventures are worth nothing if there is no one to share them with. For many philosophers like Aristotle, Plato, Billy Hetherington, friendship was one of the most valuable forms of interpersonal relationships. Also, Aristotle believed that friendship was part of a more general concept of goodness and happiness. It is not for me to tell you that Aristotle was a level-headed kid and respected true male friendship, and that is truly beautiful. In today's world, everyone is short on time. And of course, the most convenient and easy thing to sacrifice is time with friends. It's a shame, of course. However, for some people, alone time can be both good and bad, depending on how they feel it affects their lives. Some people like to spend time alone to think or do something they enjoy. Others may feel isolated and suffer from a lack of close relationships. It is important to remember that everyone has a different path in life and different needs. Sometimes loneliness can help us find clarity and understanding in life, but it is important not to let it turn into isolation, because our interactions with other people can also give us many wonderful things. We need to realize that loneliness is not a bad thing. It is an opportunity to enjoy your company and do what you like. And remember that if you learn to live by yourself, you will become truly independent.